This is Monday with the Mayor on 18 WJTS. Bill Potter talking with Mayor Denny Spinner and Mayor of Huntingburg. Let's talk first before we get started. The Teen Outback had their trivia night fundraiser.
Yes.
That was an awesome night.
That is one of my favorite nights of the year. To have the energy that was in that room that evening for a great cause with the Teen Outback, supporting our youth in not only Huntingburg but all of DuBois County. Comes to use the facility here at 6th and Main, but 57 teams, which roughly equates to about 450 people there for this event. The variety of ages there. I mean, the spirit in the room. Everybody has a great time, and it raises some much needed funds for the Teen Outback. Supports again a great cause. And while we did not fare as well as we did last year, which we were the defending champs coming in, our team did finish just out of the money, 4th place, slightly ahead of another team represented at this table.
That's right. We were 5th place.
5th place.
Yeah.
So we edged you out there for 4th. But again, the whole idea was it is great fun, and I thank the Teen Outback for their organization, and Shannon and Kurt Foos do an amazing job every year of doing this. I think this was the 11th year, and it is a night that people put on their calendar. And if you haven't done it, next year in February you need to come join us, because it is a great event.
Well, congratulations on your 4th place finish. And speaking of 4th, let's talk about the 4th Street project, which is going on now. Now, first of all, this is all part of the Stellar designation.
Right.
You have completed Market Park, Market Street Park.
Correct.
And that's wonderful. And it's not necessarily that I guess have to be the next thing in the order, but now we are improving 4th Street. Right.
4th Street, the Heritage Trail is what 4th Street Heritage Trail was the project that was the top funded project from the three. We had 3 sources of funding. One was the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, which Market Street Park funding went to that. The Heritage Trail is a project funded partially by funds from the Indiana Department of Transportation. And a third project, which we'll come to in just a moment, it was also on the table. So Heritage Trail is part of the designation from Stellar using Indiana Department of Transportation funds. If you recall, this project was originally scheduled to go underway last year in 2018, but original bids from that came in higher than expected. The engineering team, the internal team did a great job of retooling the project in some ways. The major elements are still there, but we wound up cutting the cost of the project by about $500,000, which really made it a much more feasible and doable project. So that's why we started now. Probably this will be the 3rd week that you've seen the east end of the project between Main and Jackson is now closed for vehicular traffic. But very much want to emphasize 4th Street is open. The businesses on that street from Main to Jackson all are open. There is pedestrian access in the downtown. Sidewalks that go to those stores are open. So if you want to go to any of the businesses on 4th Street between Main and Jackson, you can. There's parking around the area that you can still park, and please continue to patronize those businesses, because this is their livelihood, and we want to. They are, and I must tell you that they are all very supportive of this project, but they know that it's going to be an inconvenience for their clients at this time. So please, local business is so important. So I urge everyone, don't stray away just because there's a little bit of a construction zone. In fact, it's kind of, people are very curious about projects.
Right.
You get a first-hand look at this project because you're going to walk right down the street and see how it's going, every week. So, if you're just a curious guy that wants to know, what's going on 4th Street, come on now. Walk through the street and take a look, but also go in the shops and take care of those folks. But again, the cooperation in downtown to make this happen, you have a map in front of you of the parking areas. There's a parking map that shows where you can park in the near downtown while visiting the shops that are still open there. Great cooperation by our local churches in the downtown, some local businesses, people who had parking spaces that said, hey, can I help? So we have signed agreements with them to use their parking areas during construction. If you travel up and down Main Street, you'll notice signs that says it might have parking lot A or parking lot B, directing people where they can go park. And again, this is a team effort. I really want to compliment everyone in the downtown who has come together to support this. And this project, a lot of questions, and there should be. The project itself, according to the contract, will be done in the spring, about a year from now. It's about a 1-year project. Number one, the stroll in November. The street will be able to be used during the stroll in November. The contract says the stroll will happen. And so there may be a suspension of work during that time period, but it'll be a usable space during the Christmas stroll, which is one of our biggest events in the downtown. One of the things that what you will see above ground, Bill, will be a true, a good transformation for downtown. It's the next phase of what historic downtown Huntingburg should be. We've met the requirements of the state historical associations to say this is a project that meets the historical significance of downtown. But this is just not a beauty piece. This is not just a making things look nicer. A key component to this project, and why this project was even being considered, was the infrastructure work, the stuff under the ground that we hope we'll never see again. Is there's a significant improvement going on there, and the most significant piece of infrastructure that is being improved is the stormwater system. Anybody who knows, that it's a low spot in our town, is 4th Street. So there's a lot of water that enters into the downtown. And historically, that water has had the tendency to run towards those historic structures, towards the buildings, because of the crown of the street and et cetera. Well, this design inverts that, where the street kind of concaves towards the middle into a centralized trench drain, that when we have those heavy rain events, the water will flow away from the buildings and go into a more sophisticated, a greater capacity of handling that stormwater system. In fact, the first couple projects that we saw in conjunction with this was an installation of new stormwater sewers that connect to the existing systems to the south. So those are in place. This new construction is going on. And when completed, it'll be not only a very beautiful downtown, but it'll also be a much more complete downtown in the way that when we invite people to come and invest in our community and be in the downtown, we can answer the question without doubt that we have a solid infrastructure system in place that allows you to make that investment in our businesses.
It's a lot like Market Street.
Yes.
It seemed like, wow, it's taking a long time for Market Street to get done because there's a lot of work being done. It's because it's all underground. We'll never see again.
Basically,
basically
the same approach, Bill. I mean, you look at Market Street, and there was, again, stormwater, gas, water, sewer, electric. All those systems were approached while Market Street was under construction. The great things that are above ground that we'll all be able to share for years to come are wonderful. But we also made that investment to do what's underneath that the right way. And I feel that this is the same approach for 4th Street.
Now, so 4th Street's progress is basically there's Market Street, 4th Street, and then the Wagon Works.
The Wagon Works apartment complex, recently at our last council meeting, we have approved preliminary the request from Paragus Construction for the Wagon Works apartment complex. This will be located at 5th and Washington Streets, the former Wagon Works factory site. And what this will bring to Huntingburg is 56 apartments, and a variety. The most common apartment type we'll have there are efficiency apartments and single bedroom apartments. And the reason for that is that all the housing surveys that we have done in Du Bois County over the last 3 to 5 years have indicated this is a big gap in the market, that the type of workers that we're trying to attract to Du Bois County and to Huntingburg to fill the jobs that are available in our local industry, this is the type of apartments that are most likely to be the desire of those new employees. So that's why this project was there. Paragus has again, at our last council meeting, we passed on first agreement. A tax abatement program is a 10-year tax abatement that allows that project to move forward from a financial standpoint. We'll have a public hearing on that at our next council meeting on the 26th at 5:30. There will be a public hearing to ratify that contract, that agreement for tax abatement. And the construction should start this in the late spring, early summer, and it's about a 1-year build. So probably midsummer we'll start seeing construction happening, and by summer of 2020, the Wagon Works apartment complex should be up and running.
Well, that's exciting, because really in a year and a half, all this that slight inconvenience is going to just go, wow, it's going to blossom into something beautiful.
And I you know, we have a number of flyers and papers here in front of us, and you know, the one that says, "As part in our progress, we're building a stellar community." And this is the pain, I guess, that goes along with the progress. And I want to thank everyone for their patience in this. I mean, when we got the stellar designation in 2014, the first 3 years, like, is anything ever going to get done? Well, that was the planning process. It took us, you know, went through a very thorough planning process to make sure these projects did meet the needs that we wanted to meet in the first place. So that 3 years of planning has now resulted in 2 to 2.5 years of construction, with Market Street now complete, 4th Street under construction, and the Wagon Works yet to come. I think these are real investments in our community. The local money that is being spent on this is a true investment of the funds that we had available. None of these projects have had a direct impact on our tax rate. These are all funds that have been available through the TIF areas, through the economic development, through the generosity of the business and industries that have come along beside us and said, we want to invest in these projects. We're looking at, all said and done, through the Stellar program over a 5-year period, a total investment of about $40 million in Huntingburg. And it's the greater share of that 40 million is private money. It's state money, it's Huntingburg money, and it's private money. Investors like Paragus, who are coming in to build these apartments, that'll be an $8 million project that they are going to be investing in Huntingburg for not only today, but for the long term through this apartment complex. And there's others have come alongside that have done that as well. You can see all those, but it's really what the Stellar program is about, is allowing us to dream a little bit above what our expectations were. With the money that we had from the state, we broadened our scope a little bit. All these projects are projects, if you go back to 2013, we did a group of listening sessions through Huntingburg. And every one of these items that we're doing right now are part of our vision that was created by our community in 2013. So it's exciting, but it's also challenging. And I think we're going to see some long-term, tremendous positive effects on what we're doing right now that'll carry our community into the near future.
Well, I like that you point out that, you know, pardon the progress, because it's building a future here in Huntingburg. So some minor inconveniences. There's plenty of parking.
And stores are open. Stores are open.
On 4th Street.
4th Street's open for business. Please come down and tell them how much you appreciate their you know, these are local folks. These are the people that go to our churches and go to our schools and pay their taxes here and provide services to you at a daily basis. This is a challenging time for them. Show them how much you appreciate them. Just come down and visit their store and say, hey, we're here for you. We want to patronize you. We want you to be part of Huntingburg now and in the future. All
right, so 4th Street's open in Huntingburg.
Right.
Mayor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
We have had as our guest the Mayor of Huntingburg, Denny Spinner. Thank you for watching Monday with the Mayor on 18 WJTS.